Now that particular report sets the basis of our next interactive segment. Joining me this morning is the chair of Women in Business Kenya, Madam Mary Muthoni, to just tell us, especially the figures that have said that the most affected during COVID-19 are women. Some of them, with the report saying that, or rather the survey saying that they have been rendered economically inactive. Madam Muthoni, is that the situation on ground?
Thank you very much, Regina. And I would want to first thank you for allowing me to be here this morning. And to agree with your statement at this juncture, really, we have to say that most of the people who are being affected, they may not be infected, but affected by COVID-19 are women. If you look at 70% globally, 70% of health workers are women. 60% of women's employment in the informal sector are women. What does that tell us? That most of what that means is most of the time when these women are in the informal sector, they can be dismissed at any time without warning. They can be, and they don't have any protection whatsoever. If you look at domestic violence again, it is on the rise with about 25% in some of the countries. So that tells you that most of the people who are affected by COVID-19 are women. With most of the schools closed right now and more children are at home, more women are responsible for taking care of the children at home. So really, that again explains as to why women are affected. In Nairobi's upmarket area, if you drive along the roads today, you'll find the so-called mama fua are more on the road vis-a-vis other times. It's because of the COVID times, because sometimes the households, they believe that they don't want to allow people from outside to come to their houses. And so to speak, Regina, women are more affected by COVID-19.
So from where you sit as the chair of the Women in Business organization, or rather umbrella, what are you doing to support women-led businesses during this time?
We are very keen into ensuring that they are marketing their businesses more online. And we have very many ways of marketing with all the medium of communication, especially on social media, ensuring that their products are being seen every other day, ensuring that they are buying and selling amongst themselves, because they can only be their customers, their own customers at this juncture during this COVID period. Ensuring that there's also strict in terms of delivery of the product, so that they do not infect or affect the people who they are delivering their products to. And also, we are having a lot of Zoom meetings to ensure that we give them more information on what is happening during this time of COVID. If anything, if you have information, you're able to organize yourself. We also have trainings that are going to help them organize themselves and change ideas. For instance, some of them, some of the categories or some of the sectors are almost down completely. And the only thing somebody can do, you cannot wait until COVID is over so that you think of what to do. This is the time to think of how to be dynamic. And you can be dynamic in terms of changing the course. You see, those are some of the things that we are training the women. We are also very keen into pushing into preventive measures so that they don't get infected. For instance, we have partnered with Kenya Pipeline Company to ensure that we are distributing sanitizers to women in business in the market areas, because at the market level, that is where the infections are likely to start. And if they hit the market the marketplaces where we have the bottom of the pyramid, women at the marketplaces, it's going to be very bad for us. Again, those are the people we rely upon every other day. So we
no,
are
with the current measures that have been put in place by government, Madam Muthoni, what's your take, being a player within the business circle? Are you satisfied with the current government measures that have been put to stem or rather counter COVID-19?
I would say yes, and we can keep on improving because this is not something that was expected or anybody was expecting. So we are learning the ropes as we move, and we are learning from other areas what has happened before.
Now, we are expecting the budget presentation 2020-21 in the next few weeks. What are your expectations from a business point of view?
Sorry?
What are your expectations of the budget 2020-2021 that is just but a few weeks away?
Yes, I would expect to see a lot touched on the tax issues. I know there's a bit of it that has been touched on, but really we can go more because the SMEs right now, most of them are not making money at all. So I would expect that to see issues on tax being dealt with more deeply. I would also expect more support for the SMEs, and especially in terms of giving them business from the government. We already know that we already know that we have the 30% procurement rule that has been there, and if for sure we can be able to see more and more women, more and more youths who are getting engaged in business, and we pray that we stabilize faster so that we are able to trade.
Now, post-COVID-19, businesses, we are saying there's life after COVID-19. For women in business, what do you think, or what are you planning to do differently, especially because these times are going to change? Post-COVID, things will be a little bit different. So what are the things, what are your plans in future for women in business post-COVID?
To be very sincere, the very first thing is to ensure that the businesses are stabilizing and ensuring that the sectors are coming back to form, ensuring that they are back on track, ensuring that we are getting more market linkages, either with the inter-county, intra-county, and also international. We have plans to ensure that the stabilization of the businesses, the policies that are there are implemented, and we are able to push for more that are going to help their businesses to come to the fore. And of course, there's going to be a lot of mentorship courses to be given to the women in business, because again, if you do not give mentorship cases or mentorship courses to ensure that the women are figuring out on how to get out of the COVID situation that had been there. A lot of networking and partnerships to be introduced for the women in business. Already, I know there are bigger companies that have been holding hands with SMEs to give them markets, so to speak. For instance, we are in partnership with Bidco Africa to ensure that there are women who are in agriculture are able to plant soya, are able to do contractual farming, and they are they get direct markets, and their products to be bought by our partners. So, so to speak, more on groupings of sectors that can be able to bring back the women into form and be able to also link with other people who are doing like mind in their businesses.
As we come to a close, what is your take on the easing of restrictions, especially within the hospitality industry, the restaurants to be precise? What's your take?
As long as we are prone to getting infections, Regina, I am not sure that we should extend into having people move freely, uh, because we are human beings, yes. We want the economy back, but to be very sincere, if it is a threat to our well-being and to our health, then it may not be worth it.
Very well said. Thank you very much, Mary Muthoni, there for making time to be with us and just highlighting the challenges and what opportunities are out there for women post-COVID-19. Thank you very much.